Hello from Master Manio. I want to talk to you a little bit about discipline today. The concept being, what can you expect in our classes? What can you expect from me in particular? Those of you that have been with me for a while, you already know where I'm probably going to go with this. If you have never experienced our classes here, then this is probably something you're curious about. If you're currently enrolled in classes with us here, you're probably just starting to experience it, and you may have developed some questions. Usually, like the first 6 months that you're a student with us, it's a feeling out time. It's a time where we're going to be figuring out. I'm going to figure out how your student learns, what buttons I need to push to get the right reactions. Your student's going to learn what's expected of them and start to learn how to do them without being told. That means here, home, and at school. And then I'm also very, very, very interested in learning your family perspective. What does mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, what does the rest of your family expect to see out of you as a student? So in those first 6 months, it is a get to know each other time. So there's going to be all different levels of discipline expectations. I can have the squirreliest, silliest little kid in class and barely gets corrected until I start to figure out what truly works or what the parents are willing to allow to happen. Because in today's day and age, you can't just black and white treat everybody exactly the same. I can come down really hard on absolutely everybody and insist on perfect behavior at all times. And I'm going to lose 25% of the students because their families don't agree with that kind of pressure. Their students are not prepared for that, whether it be mentally or physically. And that is not right or wrong. That is just the culture that you have to be able to accept and work with in our society. You're going to have students or parents who are unhappy because their children are not being disciplined enough. You're going to have others that just don't care. They're here, they're going to jump through the hoops and do what they have to do and hope that they get good results. All of those have to be kind of melded together. And the way we do that is we ask a lot of questions and we test things, we dabble. I guarantee you, what I tell all of my students, the more they get to know me, as you get past that 6 month mark with me, I'm going to start to understand what works for you. Now, I don't always get it right. And for those of you, if I've ever got it wrong, I apologize. And if I find out I've gotten it wrong, I apologize to your face at a moment's notice to make sure that you understand we can rebuild and we can rework. And that's always part of it. Part of being a martial artist with me is that you're going to learn how to deal with adversity and challenges. That means when you get past that 6 month mark, there are going to be days you're not going to like me. Parents, there are going to be days I'm going to come down on your kids and you're going to be on the sideline going, Mama Bear is coming out. And you're going to relax, wait, talk to me afterwards, maybe. Or maybe you're also going to be like, oh, that's hard to watch, but he really needs that. Oh, when she gets home, we're going to talk about that one. All right? Nobody likes watching their kids get corrected, at least not from my experience. They don't mind them being challenged, but they really don't like it if they feel like they're being singled out. And I can guarantee you, in this school, that's going to happen. Because we have to learn how to be uncomfortable and still be able to work along. My phrase for you is, you don't have to like me, you have to face me in order to get to your goal. I will, just like the military, I will break you down and then build you back up strong. If I need to. If I don't need to, I'm just going to build you. And I'm going to continue to watch you, but I'm always going to be looking. After that first 6 months, I'm looking for what makes you tick. If you're an unbelievable student, both here at home and at school, I will find things that challenge you. Usually people that are unbelievable are overachievers and they don't handle failure very well. I know a few of them. So what do? I challenge them. I find things to make them fail at, and then I allow them to successfully get through that painful process and realize it's okay. Oh my God, the sky is the limit when a person who is extremely picky about perfection suddenly realizes that when they're not perfect, that can help them become perfect. Oh, it's an amazing epiphany. So our discipline here will slowly amp up. There are times where it will be tough, where I will single you out and say, little Johnny, that was you that created that. Let's make sure we don't do that again. Everybody else now knows it was you, but we want to try to see if we can reduce that next time. No big deal. Let's work it together. We'll get through it. Right? The idea is not to browbeat, bully, or put the people down when they've been corrected for making mistakes or being disrespectful or any kind of need of correction. The point is to allow them to be okay with being corrected and accept that negative feeling just long enough to find out how to regain that positive, empowered feeling. And that's where you're headed with me. The farther you go, the more intense it can be. When you're getting almost a black belt, I guarantee you in this school, you are going to earn that black belt, both by learning how to do your techniques, but more importantly, how to handle yourself here. Being ready for challenges, being ready for things that don't make sense, not overreacting to life's challenges, not overreacting to life's successes. Don't over-celebrate and then have to come down to reality. Celebrate and move along. Don't beat yourself up because something went wrong or you got in trouble or you got embarrassed. You just step up, acknowledge it, and figure out how to build back up to that feeling you need to feel. We're going to do that here, and it's going to slowly increase, and it's going to be specialized to you. In AKF Lexington Martial Arts, the idea on discipline is that it's going to be specialized on you. Now, with that said, all of that depends upon how I read you and how well I follow along and how well I listen to your families and making sure that we stay on the same page. There's a lot of you, communication is key. So we do need to make sure in our school that we actually meet and discuss and make sure that we understand if I need to be a little bit easier, or if I need to be a little bit harsher, or if I need to choose my words differently, or if maybe you need to step up, or maybe mom and dad needs to get involved more at home, or maybe we all need to get involved and send some words to school to help the school figure out how to make you do better there too. Because we can share what works here with you and with your families at home to help you succeed better there. We can also share what's working here with your teachers at school to help you do better there. This is all how we develop discipline, and it's not black and white. It's not going to be the same for everybody. It might not even be the same for you every day. As we grow together, we'll get stronger at this. I have hired in my white collar career before I retired into doing just martial arts, I hired a bunch of my black belts to work for me. And my black belts got hired by many others to work. And the reason they're successful is because they're ready for those challenges. They have the discipline. They understand how to take that negative feeling of being corrected or being wrong and building it back into that powerful feeling of, yes, I can. So if you want to learn more, if you want to see what it actually looks like and feels like, for me, it's what makes me tick. I hope I explained it okay for you. If not, put it in the comments. I'd be happy to try to answer any questions you have on how I do it, and we'll build together from here. I look forward to hearing your comments, and I would love to meet you. So if you haven't been a student here, stop in, check us out. If you are a student, thank you for being a student. Keep on working. If you're a former student, we miss you. I'd love to see you again.